Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Wednesday. I'm sure you didn't realize because you haven't left your house in 2 weeks, but it is Wednesday, hump day, a favorite day of ours here at the Morning Toast. So feel free to hump with whoever you're quarantined with. Don't leave the house to hump someone, please.
It usually is a favorite day because it usually means Theo's here because you're going to hump him.
Yeah.
But Theodore Fauciman, Dr. Fauciman, is not here.
Wow, is that the first time we've put that together, Fauciman?
No. Oh, no, I've been saying it for a few days,
Oh,
but I guess
maybe I didn't put it together.
They're so similar
Yeah.
that you might not realize what I'm saying, but he is part of the White House task force. You might have heard of him, Dr. Fauciman. And we miss him dearly. And do you want to explain your reasoning for not bringing the Fauciman?
I told everyone that Theo wasn't really feeling very good yesterday, and honestly, as the day progressed, he got worse, which was really freaking me out. He was very lethargic. He peed in the elevator, which he never does. Like, we took him out to pee, and it hadn't even been that long since his last pee. So he was just feeling a little disoriented, but he pretty much rested the whole day, and last night he was feeling, his spirits were so much higher.
Soaring.
More energetic, more excited to eat. Like, I knew that he was feeling better when I was eating in my bed, and he was, like, sniffing around trying to eat. Like, when he wasn't doing that, I was really worried about him.
What were you eating?
Just some pasta and cottage cheese, which is, like, a weird thing that I eat. It's weird because
It's a family dish.
it's actually a Jewish dish because when I went to
It's so good, you guys.
yeah, it's just you can make regular noodles. I was using me and Ben were like the last people at the grocery store, so the only pasta shape left was tiny penne, like literally 2-inch penne.
Oh, cute.
It's cute, but it's very hard to get on the fork. Usually with a big penne, you just stick the spool thing right in.
Maybe you need a spoon.
Maybe, yeah. So you just boil it up, little salt, and then you put cottage cheese on. And I like using cold cottage cheese because the mixing of the cold and the very hot pasta is lovely.
You guys, it's so good. I feel like there's going to be so many people who think
It's
who have
disgusting.
never heard of this, but like we both love it. It's such a good dish.
And I think cottage cheese, like,
Is one
should
of-
be theoretically the most disgusting thing on planet Earth.
It's one of the scariest foods of all time.
It depends what brand, because I am Breakstone through and through.
Breakstone forever.
But we're limited, with our options. And I got Daisy, like dollop of Daisy. They make cream cottage cheese, and it's pretty gross. It's really curdy. Like, it's so curdy.
Curdy.
Yeah. I don't recommend
It's
it.
curdia.
But it gets the job done. A lot of people, our ancestors back in Poland, they used to put cinnamon in it as well, and that I think is where I draw the line.
Okay.
But I encourage everyone to try it. It's really good. And I'm like a freak. I eat like a 2-year-old. Like, like you're always eating your fish and your salad. Like, I literally cannot eat anything that's not chicken or French fries, and you would think I would die at the sight. I hate cheese. I hate milk. You think I would die?
Hate curds.
I hate curds. You think I would die at the sight of cottage cheese? And normally I do, but with pasta, it's tolerable and it's really, really good.
It's good. Everyone, if like you're feeling really bored and you just want to cook something, which is exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Not only have I cracked and got a Peloton and I'm jumping around in my apartment, but like I have started legitimately cooking. I had groceries come the other day.
I saw you made a chowder.
I made a chowder. Last night I made a mushroom pasta, a gemelini pasta.
So are these
HelloFresh?
HelloFresh?
That was Home Chef,
Okay.
yes. But I'm also just like cooking on my own. I even got the ingredients to make a vegetarian chili because now that I'm cooking, I made hard-boiled eggs so that I could have a healthy snack in my house.
Well, why don't you, if you're cooking it, why don't you get kosher meat and make a kosher meat chili?
There was no more kosher meat available.
Yes, by the way, the Jews really went and got it all. Or people got desperate and just bought kosher meat.
Oh, totally.
Because literally every grocery store does not have an ounce of kosher meat. Like,
Yeah, and
look at I'm bruising. I have an iron deficiency.
I have no kosher meat. I even tried to get Beyond Meat instead to do it
yeah.
with that, but the order didn't come through because it was sold out.
And you know who's responsible?
I'm gonna be making a bean chili.
Okay,
But like
good thing you have 2 toilets.
Now that I'm cooking in my house, which you guys know, I couldn't even make a grilled cheese, which I'm still struggling with. But now I'm like, oh my God, I can eat whatever I want. I can make it for myself. What do I want? So I got the ingredients for chili, which is my favorite food, and for meatballs, but then I didn't get any of the ground meat that I ordered. So I don't know how that's gonna work.
No, to be honest, I'm pretty sure Olivia Oshry is responsible for the nationwide kosher meat outage. She literally has it all.
Oh my God, did you see that thing of taco meat that she had?
Well,
there are only 2 people.
In her defense, she made some for me and left it with her doorman, but Ben didn't want to walk over and pick it up, so I told her she could take it back. So half of it was for me. Like, I want to go to her house for dinner every single night, but because she's pregnant, like, I just won't take the
food from a pregnant
risk. No, fuck that. No, I don't want to go outside and then bring it maybe something into her house.
Yes, of course.
Because if she gets sick, like, it could be bad. God forbid. So I'm not worried about taking. Listen, the 2 of them eat good. Like, I'm not worried about that.
They eat good, and if you're curious as to what she makes and how she makes it, she did a Patreon cooking video for us that dropped this weekend, and it's so good. I was editing it for her, and I learned so much from it. It really got me inspired to cook. So, like, have you seen that meme that's going around that's like half of us are going to emerge from this as like top chefs and half are going to emerge as alcoholics?
Yeah.
I am one of those people who like this has taught me how to cook, and now I will be cooking forever. And also, it's just like something to do.
It passes the time.
It's something to do.
So that was my vibe yesterday, but I don't have a stove or an oven working. So I went the alcoholic route, and I had 4 glasses of wine, and I finished this large bottle of wine. And I feel like I'm becoming like a wino, and I'm like living for it. I usually don't like to drink wine, but I just think drinking tequila in my house is like a dangerous precedent to set, unless I'm having company, you know. But just like on a Tuesday, me and Ben, like it's dangerous. And I had my categories game, and I know I said yesterday my categories game when I played 2 nights ago over Zoom was really not that fun, and it wasn't. Like, it was really frustrating with the sound and the Wi-Fi, but with 4 glasses of wine, it was a blast. Like, I won 2 nights in a row, and I beat my best score, 24. I went to 29, and it was good. It was better. So it just makes, I know it's sad, but like it makes things more enjoyable in quarantine.
I know. I was actually talking to Snitch last night, and I was like losing my mind a little bit, and I was like, maybe I should just have a drink. And I might have a drink today because I don't want to feel like shit. Like, I don't want to be hungover, but like 1 or 2 glasses of wine, like I should be okay.
Do you know what I did? I drank at 7, and I was done drinking by like 9:30, and then I took 2 Advil, drank a bottle of water, watched Vanderpump Rules, and went to bed.
Interesting. Well, we'll see.
No, but I'm getting desperate. I've now downloaded so many games on my phone, but I like the interactive games where I can play with my Facebook friends. So I downloaded Words with Friends. I'm playing with Olivia. I'm like almost 100% sure that she's cheating because I'm not very good, but she's a little too good. And I'm playing with my friends Nikki and Margie. And then I also downloaded Draw Something. Do you have that app?
No.
I think you would love it.
Well, you know what? I'm already spending more time on my phone just because that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And my wrist hurts a lot. When I go to bed at night, my wrist, like I'm getting really bad carpal tunnel, so I can't do anything that's going to make me spend more time on my phone.
I'm spending the most time ever on my phone.
But I've been reading Little Fires Everywhere, and like it's taking me so long, but I'm finally at around 50%, and it's picking up.
And are you enjoying it?
Not yet, but I know that I'm about to because it's about to move full steam ahead. And that's what everyone had said. Like the beginning is like really boring and hard to get into, but then it starts to move along.
And I think the new episodes dropped today. I think 3 new episodes on Hulu. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Very exciting.
I also, I didn't watch that much TV yesterday. I watched the new Vanderpump Rules, which I just like, I know like I'm dying for new stuff to come out, but I was just like, I was not in the mood. Like to go on input 1 to input 2 back to cable. Like I haven't been on cable in 2 weeks.
It's like all about the inputs.
It's all about input 3 for me. Oh no, sorry. Input 2 is my Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Oh, and now that I'm spending so much time, like I'm hating my Fire Stick. Literally, it's so slow. I guess I've had it for like 3 years. And maybe it's time for a new one. Like I might steal the Apple TV, the brand new one that we got for the office, because like in my bedroom, I cannot deal with the Fire Stick. So fucking slow.
Yeah.
So like literally to open Netflix, I could go get a snack and come back and it would still be loading.
Oh, that's annoying. I don't have that problem.
It's a big problem.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I agree. Vanderpump Rules, it was just like
I couldn't be bothered to care.
I'm desperate for content. I'm not desperate.
Not that desperate. But maybe next week we'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
But I watched Sleepover, which was where there was a lot of drama with the selection.
There was so much drama.
Because Jackie and I couldn't really decide yesterday, so we put it to a poll on our Instagram story. Should we go with Superstar or the Laundromat? And everyone voted for Superstar, but then I found out literally 2 days ago Netflix took Superstar off of Netflix. Like, how dare they? Justice for Mary Catherine Gallagher. So we were left with just, you know, by default, the laundromat. And we put it up, and literally within a minute, there was 30 comments. Every single one was like, this was the worst movie I ever saw, worst movie I ever saw. And Jackie and I hadn't seen it. It did look somewhat interesting, but we didn't want to take the risk of like people not trusting us. So we changed it last minute to something we had recently been talking about, which was Sleepover with Alexa Vega.
It was an inspired choice. I'm so excited to talk about it. There are so many different layers.
I have so many notes.
There are so many layers, and we need to get into it.
The star-studded cast, and another layer being that I didn't hate it. Like it
ages well.
I was saying like I was nervous to rewatch. It holds up.
It stands the test of time.
I mean, it's literally, I don't know what came out first, that or New York Minute. I think Sleepover, but they're literally the same formula for a movie.
I know. I thought Eugene Levy was about to step out of the patrol tech car.
You know, it was just the same thing, like fake cop, you know, chasing down these hooligans. Like it was so silly, but it was so fabulous.
So fabulous. Okay, we'll get into it, but you know, without further ado, I think it's time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And it's time, but just very briefly, you know, don't want to step on your toes because I know you're really busy. But
and like my shoes are white, so that would be so embarrassing if there was like footprints on them.
That really would be. So I'll be really quick.
These shoes like really trigger people.
I'm aware, but I think they're fabulous.
You know what? I actually just ordered a new pair of fancy white flats that I can wear for spring, summer because I just like to wear a little flat in the summer.
You know, I think they're fabulous.
And so hopefully like people will be okay with them. But I understand like people don't understand my grandma nurse shoes, but I'm paying homage to the nurses out there. And it's
That's
important
what
to
you're
do
doing.
That. It's important to do that.
And my sweatshirt's from Brown Tide Girl. Today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. They've got it all in one. Domains, websites, online stores, marketing tools, and more. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence to run your business. You can create beautiful websites to turn your cool idea into a new website, showcase your work, blog or publish content, sell products and services of all kinds, or promote your physical or online business. Squarespace helps you by giving you beautiful templates created by world-class designers and powerful e-commerce functionality that lets you sell anything online. They have the ability to customize look and feel, settings, products, and more with just a few clicks. Everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box, and it's a new way to buy domains and choose from over 200 extensions. So Squarespace actually helped us secure a domain for camptoast.com because someone had it, which, like, how dare they? So they really do everything. You can build your website. And I feel like now's such a great time to, like, start your passion project. Why not? You have so much time. Like, why not be productive? You want to start a blog. You have something you've been dying to do. Start a website. And Squarespace can do pretty much everything. You can pick and choose templates, settings, colors. You want to have a Pliny vibe, whatever it is. And I think that everyone would really enjoy it. So if you want to start your business, get started today. This is the kick in the ass that you need. Go to squarespace.com/toast for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch a website, use the offer code TOAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. So that link is squarespace.com/toast for the free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, use the offer code TOAST to save 10% on your first purchase. Thank you, Squarespace.
Sign on. Get a website. Okay, first story, a little celeb coronavirus news. Prince Charles has tested positive for coronavirus. This is really crazy.
Because he's 71.
Prince Charles, the 71-year-old heir to the British throne, that never gets not weird saying.
Yeah.
A 71-year-old prince.
Yeah.
Has tested.
Yeah, it's weird that he has, like, the same royal standing as
George. Yeah. Has tested positive for the coronavirus and is self-isolating with, quote, mild symptoms, his Clarence House office announced on Wednesday. The Prince of Wales's wife, Camilla, 72, the Duchess of Cornwall, has tested negative for COVID-19.
Okay, good.
The two are self-isolating at their home Burnham on the Balmoral estate in Scotland. Quote, he has been displaying mild symptoms, but otherwise remains in good health and has been working from home throughout the last few days.
Working from home? What the hell does he do?
As usual.
He has a blog?
No, well, I mean,
does he use squarespace.com/toast?
he for sure does, but his job is just to, like, be in the public,
prince.
and so, like, maybe he just walks around his living room, like, shaking hands.
You know, by the way, if your job is to be in the public, you literally can't work from home.
Yeah.
This is just interesting to me. Tell me what you think about him having coronavirus, and he's been quarantined with Camille and her not having coronavirus.
No,
I feel like
there was not one smooch in the last 2 weeks.
So I feel like this is, like, a funny thing where it's like if someone's quarantined with, like, their husband and, like, one of them gets coronavirus and the other doesn't, like, everyone will know that, like, you and your husband don't have sex, you know?
Yeah, or even, like, touch or use the same surfaces.
Yeah. Or, I mean, honestly, me and Ben have been so separate. Like, it's very possible that I could have coronavirus and Ben wouldn't because of my back, I'm being so annoying. Like, Ben wants absolutely nothing to do with me. And he's been in the living room literally till 10 p.m. last night.
Yeah, no, it's possible, but, like, in the total of our quarantine, like, 100% I would have gotten it. Maybe yesterday I wouldn't have, or today I won't, but, like, that's really crazy.
I know. Like, what's going on in the marriage?
But also, I feel like when you have such a big house, when you have a castle, and, like, you're old, and I feel like by the time I'm 70, like, get the fuck out of my face, ho.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna be ready for my own bed. Yeah, I feel that, like, 100%.
So you know what? I respect this wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and if you have the means to, like, have 2 master suites, why not?
Yeah, and actually, the king and the queen do sleep in separate beds, I believe.
Wow, how provincial.
Yeah, that's what they do on The Crown.
This quarantine.
I honestly, like, it's just sounding better and better to me.
I know, to be a queen. This quarantine is really making me realize, like, how jealous I am of people's homes, you know? I went on...
this is what I've been saying.
I was watching Kaylee Dickerson's Instagram story. She's been, like, updating everyone. They literally built a house from scratch. Like, it was this old house, and they totally, like, renovated it for the last year. And, like, now's the perfect time because it's pretty much, like, come together. And just, like, seeing her bathroom, like, I want to die. Like, it's literally the size of my whole apartment. Like, and they have this huge island with, like, 7 bar stools. Like, I need a house. I need a house.
I can't even fit all my groceries in my kitchen cabinet.
Oh, really?
They're all on the table.
All my groceries are on the counter.
It's so hard. Yeah, no, seeing some of the country stars, they're really, like, digging it. Because they also have the farm Chemin vibe that Nico Hawking and Luke Combs, like,
totally.
Their at-home gym.
But they don't give us that much, like, tour vibe. Like, I got a full tour from the Dickersons.
Oh, that's nice. No, but, like, Nico and Luke, like, know how to catch a vibe in their backyard.
With their fucking fire pit and, like, their land. I'm so upset that, like, I don't live in Nashville.
I'm so upset that, like, we didn't get a farm chemin like before this.
And you know what's so upsetting is like we're living at the same price as like what a mansion in Nashville. Like I need a mansion in Nashville.
Yeah, I feel like honestly this is putting a lot of things into perspective for a lot of people. You know, people are coming together, people are realizing the importance of self-care and staying at home and like, you know, what's important in life. And like this has taught me more than ever that like I need to get out of the city. I need to get into a farm chemin.
But at the same time, it is also like really showing me how great it is to live in New York because Ben has been walking Theo 3 or 4 times a day, and anytime he goes out, we live right by a Dwayne Reed. I'm like, I need Icy Hot. I need Tylenol. Like, what if we lived in a suburb? Like, you can't just walk to Dwayne Reed.
No, you would like plan,
get in a car.
You would plan better and you would have those things.
Yeah, and I would have a bigger house to put all my Icy Hots. Now I can only buy 2 boxes at a time, and there's only 4 in a box.
And you know what else the quarantine is making me realize? Like, I know we always say no to life, and like there's nothing more that I love more than like staying home.
Same.
But I think there are some days where my regular day life and my quarantine life are too similar.
I couldn't agree more. We always say
Snitch was roasting me last night saying how my life is no different right now. And I was like, that's not true. I don't get home at noon every day.
By the way, we've spoken about this on our Patreon. And if you're ever interested in more like what goes on behind the scenes of the Toast, you can head over to patreon.com/morningtoast. But with our schedule being so flexible, like there are days when we're doing the show, we have a million podcasts to record, we have meetings, and like we really don't get home till like 5, 6 o'clock. But then there's like a slow day where like after the show, we'll only have like 1 or 2 meetings, or we'll just record a Patreon, and we are home by like 2 o'clock. But then we have so much work to do at 2 o'clock that I work from like 2 to 11.
Yeah.
But I'm working from my bed. Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of similarities in some days as the Morning Toast host and a quarantine day, but something about being forced to be home and being forced to be with my husband, like that's making me go insane. And I don't know, I forget who I was having this conversation. Oh, I was talking to Kristen last night. What are you going to do on the first night back? Like what vibe are you trying to catch?
Oh, I'm trying to catch an alfresco Sanchere vibe. I want like a daytime drinking, like maybe watch the sunset cruise. Maybe we hit up Surf Lodge, go to Montauk, get a house. Like,
oh my God, I love that idea. Even though like Montauk is so secluded, that's like very much like I feel like I would have, you know, flashbacks to the quarantine.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so like, I don't know, upstate. Maybe we rent a farm chemin. Maybe we go to Utah. Like I'm just trying to catch a motherfucking vibe.
So let's say that the quarantine ends on Thursday. I'm so down to fly to Turks and Caicos with you Friday for the next month. But on Thursday night, like I'm going to a restaurant. I'm going to go to the busiest, most packed restaurant, and I'm going to get the tiniest table with all my friends, and I'm literally going to sweat and lick them. And then I'm going to go to the most packed club and get the smallest table all the way in the middle, and I'm going to rage till the break of dawn.
Yeah. I love that for you.
Like, I want to be rubbed out. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the subway at rush hour. That's how much I'm craving human contact.
Yeah.
I just want someone to grope me on the train, okay? Is that so much to ask?
No, I think that'll come your way.
My God, it's getting to me, like, for sure. Like, I've cracked.
I have so cracked.
And that's how Gretchen Wiener's cracked.
Yep. I mean, all it took was, what day are we? Day 13 in quarantine. Day 13. Oh, we're in the teens for quarantine.
Oh, also, can we just talk about some of the reception from our interview with Dr. Deborah Birx?
Oh, for sure.
We were really proud of ourselves when we wrapped it up. But, you know, people are so, like... Critical. And even though we thought it was great, like, someone could have something bad to say. And to be honest, I don't want to jinx it, but I have not seen one mean comment about it. Like, people were just really happy that we didn't, like, make it into a joke, which we obviously would never do. But we had to get our little sass in there with our scarves.
Yeah, I think one of the nicest compliments I've seen is, like, that we were so professional, but we were still ourselves. And, like, we made it our own.
Yeah, I'm really proud. And to be honest, the video is, like, reaching people I never thought it would reach. Like, people who don't understand what I do. Like, adults, you know, who are like reaching out to me and Ben being like, wow, what a fabulous interview.
I got so many texts about it.
Ben's dad texted me that he watched it, and Ben's dad never cursed, and he said it was fucking amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Wow, that's really cute.
I like
Zach's
miss
grandpa
her.
said he watched it and then he watched it again.
Oh my God, I love him. Honestly, take me back. Like I live 11 quarantine days for one, okay? I just honestly, I miss her. Do you think she misses us?
Yeah, no, I miss like when she was here in the room with us.
And I'm living for like the press, you know? Like people are really respecting us. Like we were written up in CNN
Mostly
today.
Just CNN is respecting us. And I never would have thought if there was only one place that wrote it up, it would be CNN.
It's our counterpart, CNN writing up TNN.
Right, and we see each other.
We see each
other. A couple
other.
of news networks.
That's what I'm saying. Also, speaking of TNN, there's tons of new episodes. New episode of The Snatchler. She did a solo episode. And a new episode with of Caviar Dreams with Margaret Josephs. She had such an interesting guest. She had Dorothy, who is the executive producer of Real Housewives of New Jersey, and they were just talking about how she like became like a female in reality TV, and it's fabulous. So
wow, I'm excited to listen to that.
And there's a new episode of Mood coming out today.
Amazing. Well, We're praying for Prince Charles. His symptoms are mild, so I hope that he is okay.
I know, but he is old, so I just genuinely
he's
hope
in the at-risk group.
If he doesn't have any pre-existing medical conditions, I think he might be okay, but you never know. So just everyone cross your fingers.
I do believe that the Crown has like excellent medical care.
The best.
I mean, like the 100-year-old prince.
King Princess?
What's his name?
Philip. Oh yeah, no, he's a corpse. He's still alive.
He's a testament to modern medicine.
Yeah.
So
he's truly the definition of Weekend at Bernie's. No, they just prop him up.
He's the definition of modern medicine.
Jackie, you said it.
Okay. Next up.
Sorry, one more thing about the quarantine, not having nail polish on. I've never had so much dirt under my fingernails. It's so disgusting. And I wash my hands a million times a day and I clean out my nails and I don't know how to stop getting dirt. I'm like a child who was playing in the playground and has dirt under their fingernails. It's disgusting.
There's nothing grosser than that. You just got to trim them down so there's not enough space for the dirt to get in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll let this as an opportunity to really grow my nails.
I think I'm going to try and get an at-home waxing kit from Amazon.
Oh, God.
I want to wax between my eyebrows and then maybe my armpits.
Honestly, just don't.
Why?
Those things never work the way you want them to.
But I'll find a good test spot. I have nothing but time in order to make the perfect blend of wax.
So
hocus pocus.
Do you follow Adam Ray OK on TikTok?
I do not.
You might have seen his videos. He has this character Rosa, and he wears a towel on his head with the eyelashes.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him so much, and he just did a collab with James Charles, who's actually really churning out premium content during the quarantine. I have to respect it. And he had Adam Ray on, and he gave Rosa a makeover because she's always wearing ratchet ass makeup. And you got to know the Adam behind Rosa, and it was such a good video. And I thought James did actually a really good job of interviewing him and not making it about himself, because this guy Adam's just so interesting. He only has 29 videos on TikTok, and he literally has 4 million followers and is renowned worldwide. And he just filmed something with the Vlog Squad. And at the end of the interview, James was like all this stuff is happening for you. What's your dream? What do you want to do with this? What's the best part of it? And he literally had the sweetest answer. He was like, honestly, I just can't believe that people know who I am. And I'm just so proud to be doing this and representing my community in a positive way. I literally was going to start crying. He's so fucking cute.
Wow.
It's a really good video. If you're obsessed with him on TikTok, he does little Rosa videos. Dude, come here. Dude, do you have $1? It's so good. He did a video with James Charles. It's fabulous. I'm really turning into a teenager with my content, but I sometimes get home and I just can't turn on the TV again. I just can't. The idea of watching more TV makes me want to die.
Mm-hmm. It's tough. It's tough out there. But speaking of interviews where people can't help making it about themselves, Miley Cyrus's live show.
I thought you were just about to insult me.
No.
Oh, I know.
I turned on for 2 minutes because she had a guest on. And she was talking about herself the entire time, telling stories about her childhood. And it's so why'd you bring a guest on?
Yeah. She did that. I watched hers with Billy Ray, and she literally couldn't get a word in. Billy Ray was nonstop talking.
He was the guest.
And he was preach. Literally was speaking in inspirational quotes. It was so frustrating to watch. And you got to see a little sneak of his house. And on the wall, he had a huge signed platinum Old Town Road thing. It was really cute.
Sick.
Yeah.
But still, nobody asked for these Instagram lives, you guys.
Yeah, no, I like the Instagram lives of people just chilling. Joe Jonas did one yesterday. Did you know he's a full DJ? He did a full set with the equipment. I was so impressed. That stuff I like when he goes live with Sophie and they're being cute and funny. I like people in their house. I did one with Ben last night. You know who joined? Donnie Wahlberg. Fabulous. I got some good Blue Bloods insight. I like the casual live, but the formal live show, she's turning it into the toast.
Oh yeah, I agree.
With social cards?
There's a difference. I'm not here for any of it, but especially not with social cards. She keeps talking about how she turned her glam room into an extra space and how important it is to change your spaces. Well, I don't have a space.
No, I like the idea of people going live. I like to see what people's houses look like. I'm really enjoying the Sophie and Joe Jonas content, but the pre-recorded, with the slate, I'm not into the whole production. Just go live from your phone and chill,
Yeah. Okay, next up, Lady Gaga delays new album release amid coronavirus pandemic. This is something we were talking about yesterday, but now that Lady Gaga has done it, I have different thoughts.
I'm really upset.
Lady Gaga is postponing the release of her upcoming 6th studio album, Chromatica. Remember when I said that was never going to be the name in a million fucking years? And I was wrong. Amid the coronavirus pandemic. Quote, I wanted to tell you that after a lot of deliberation, I've made the incredibly tough decision to postpone the release of Chromatica. I will announce a new 2020 release date soon. The singer explained that while art is something that can help in a time like this, she doesn't feel right about releasing her album as the virus continues to spread. Quote, this is such a hectic and scary time for all of us, and while I believe art is one of the strongest things we have to provide joy and healing to each other during times like this, it just doesn't feel right to me to release this album with all that is going on right now during the global pandemic.
It's so lame. I mean, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. This is lame.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I agree. But like, I don't want the Lady Gaga album to come out right now because like, I'm not ready for it. And whenever a new album comes out, like, and I listen to it a lot, it becomes a reminder of a certain time in my life. And then like, if I listen to the album in a year from now, I'll just be reminded of being in quarantine, like cracking left, right, and center.
That's so true,
and,
actually.
Like, I'm so excited for this album. Stupid Love is such an incredible song. I feel like these are going to be the bops of summer. And like, I don't want to listen to them in my house. And if she puts the album out, I'm going to wind up listening to it and like just wanting to like break my window.
So when you listen to the Born This Way album, what place in your life does it take you back to?
Freshman year of college and also the summer before that.
The summer before that is what it reminds me of. Like we used to listen to it all the time at camp.
Yeah.
That's so true. I never really associated like how...
For like big albums that I listened to from track 1 to track 12 straight through and then on repeat, it takes me back to a certain place and I don't want to be brought back to this place.
That's a very interesting outlook to me. I just think it's like lame because I feel like whether they say it or not, like the motive has a lot to do with money.
For sure.
And I sent you an article.
Yeah, that music streaming numbers are actually down since quarantine.
Some data was released.
Yeah, you would think that people are listening to more music because all we have is time, but they're actually not. Data has been released that streams have dropped a sizable 7.6% to under 20 billion.
I mean, if you think about it, it's... People really listen to music. I mean, I haven't listened to music once except last night I turned on Kissy Musgraves when I was trying to get drunk. But like, people listen to music on commutes. They don't have commutes. When else do people listen to music? At parties. They're not having parties. Clubs. Like, it actually makes sense, even though you would think people like are now looking for music more than ever. Music, honestly, is not stimulating enough.
Yeah, and you know what? People are saying, like, check out a podcast, blah, blah, blah. But we're looking at our numbers, and like, we have video and audio, so it's different. But a lot of people who used to listen on audio are now watching on video.
You know, our podcast numbers have definitely dropped, but our video numbers have increased.
Yeah, but that's because like people listen to podcasts when they're commuting, when they're at work, and they're not doing those things.
That literally just proves the streaming, this data. Like, people aren't looking for audio content. They need something more stimulating.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Also, but then it's like, I appreciate an album. Like, I'm still listening to music, and what I'm listening to now is Kelsey Ballerini's album, but her album is perfect for quarantine.
Yes, it depends on the genre.
An album called Chromatica is with a lead single that's Stupid Love is not perfect for quarantine.
I agree. Like, that's really very well said. Kelsey Ballerini's album really is perfect for quarantine. Like a glass of wine, maybe a game of Monopoly.
Hometown.
That song is so good.
It's so good.
It's man down.
It's just so good. So anyways, even though we were like hard on Haim, I'm actually grateful to Lady Gaga for this decision.
Yeah, I agree. I could really use a new Kelsey Musgraves album right now. Like, that is totally the vibe.
Yeah.
I could also really, like, I really wish I smoked pot. Like, I just feel like if I smoked pot, like, this would be my week.
Yeah, that's how
you don't get hungover.
Yeah, that's how I feel about, like, needing a prescription for Xanax right now.
Yeah. Well, I did get a prescription for muscle relaxers, and they're genuinely nothing of the sort. Like, they're not strong enough for me. Like, recreationally, I just don't feel like they're what I need. I need more.
Yeah. Someone commented, those of us working from home are watching shows while we work rather than listening to podcasts.
Totally, because no one's
on your case. No one's over your shoulder being like, what are you doing? And that's why so many more people are watching the toast. And my friends who are toasters and listen every single day, they listen as a podcast. And I'm always like, you should watch the show. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. But now they're watching and they're like, oh my God, this is so premium. It's so much better.
And I think that's why people were shocked at the Deborah Burks interview. They were like, this quality. I'm like, bitch, we do this motherfucking quality every single day.
Yeah. And I understand that some people can't watch while they're at work every single day. But if you can, you totally should be because it's everything of the sort. And we work really hard to make this
premium.
Everything of the sort.
So make sure you're subscribed.
Okay, next story
is brought to you by something really important. And I think you have a song about it.
I have a few songs. So
okay.
Is it about a DNA test?
So it is about Dr. Fauci.
It's about Dr. Fauci. Okay, so here's what happens. This is a brand called
Embark. It's a dog DNA test kit. It's the most genius thing ever. Whether you have a new pup or an old friend, an Embark breed and health test kit is the exact key to unlocking your dog's unique breed mix and genetically informed health needs, so you can help your pup live its healthiest, happiest life. From breed traits to genetic risk factors for health conditions, Embark provides the resources to help you and your vet best tailor care for your dog's specific needs. You can get to know your pup. Every year, millions of dogs are rescued from shelters, and while we know we love them, there's a lot that we don't know about them. With an Embark DNA test kit, you'll finally have an answer the next time someone stops you and says, what kind of dog is this? I did this for Theo. First of all, the process was so easy. Literally, they mail you this little box. It has a Q-tip in it. Theo licks the Q-tip, put it in his cheek pouches. You put it back in the box. There's a prepaid label. And then literally a few weeks later, I got a text, and they were like,
he just took a DNA test. Turns out he's 100% Russian. Even when he's fleeing countries, yeah, he's got health problems. That's the puppy in him. Bling, bling, then he solves them. That's a doctor in him. You could have had a bad tigs. Non-committal. Helped you with your welfare. Just a little. You used to hold him down. Now he's holding you back. And that's the sound of his wolfiness leading the pack.
3%. That's what the DNA test kit told me. 3% wolfiness.
And that's why he's leading the pack.
It's above average. 1 to 2% is average. And I knew my son wasn't average.
3% wolf.
That's basically like him making the honor roll. You know, I'm so proud. If you're looking to know your dog's breed, you want to know if they're at risk for genetic health conditions, the Embark DNA test kit screens for over 170 genetic health conditions, and they help your vet provide the best medical care for your dog. It is the best-in-class dog DNA test kit, the #1 highest rated by customers, and it is developed by PhDs and veterinarians for your dog. It's the most accurate breed identificator on the market. Embark is more than twice as precise as the next competitor. So if you have a dog, you definitely need this, or if you know someone who has a dog, it's a genius gift. Right now, Embark has an exclusive offer you can't get anywhere else. Go to embarkvet.com right now. Use the promo code TOAST to save 15% off your dog DNA test kit. So that's visit embarkvet.com, EMBARKVET.com, and use the promo code TOAST to save 15% off your dog DNA test kit. Thank you, Embark, for obviously sponsoring the show, but also like letting me know what precious gem of a man my dog is.
Right. And obviously like your kit doesn't come with the song written for you, but you can use the information to write your own song. Just feel like that's important disclaimer. Next up, Love is Blind gets renewed for 2 more seasons. Netflix's outlandish and popular reality dating series, which follows couples who get engaged before they even lay eyes on each other, is coming back for a 2nd and 3rd season, the streaming service announced on Tuesday. While season 1 took place in Atlanta, season 2 will be in Chicago. The season 3 location has not been revealed.
I love that they're still doing it by city. Like, I think part of the reason why they had any success was because they found people who live in the same city. That's part of the reason why so many bachelor couples don't make it. Like, nobody wants to move. Like, they don't have to worry about that, which I love. And I think Chicago is a fabulous city. It's genuinely one of my favorites. And I think that this is great. I'm looking forward to, now that it's so popular, like, I'm afraid that they're not going to get the same quality of people that they got. Another reason why the show was so successful is I didn't really feel like everyone on there was a thirst monster. I thought they were genuinely looking for love.
But they're still going on a reality show. There's always that element.
Yeah. But now it's so popular. And by the way, they announced that they were launching a 2nd and 3rd season, and they announced enrollment.
Open casting.
If you want to sign up, if you live in Chicago, you can.
And if you're a toaster, you should. And then you need to really get involved and get engaged and get married.
And then ask during the pods, like, what podcast do you listen to?
Right. And then you come on the toast with your significant other, and it'll be so exciting.
Yeah. I feel like this is exciting. They also renewed The Circle for more seasons, but I never watched it. I watched the first episode, and I just couldn't get into it. But people said we would like it so much.
We'll never know. I just can't.
I know. Honestly,
and it passed, and so if I watch it now, I'd have no one to talk about.
And I know who wins it because he bartended on Watch Up and Side, and I found him so annoying.
I agree. Also, it's this is exciting that season 2 is happening, but they're not going to be able to start filming for 6 months. Yeah. The new season won't come out for a year, and so I don't want to get too excited. Yeah. Call me in a year.
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things to come out of this quarantine is that The Bachelor's not on, and they're supposed to be filming. So, we get so many more weeks without The Bachelor.
Yeah. It's exciting.
It's fabulous.
It's fabulous.
And there's so much drama over there. They're recasting. Matt James doesn't know if he's going on. I can't.
Yeah. Oh, also, I found out, I think from the snitch, that Matt James, when they were still going to film directly before coronavirus, and he wasn't going on anymore, it was because of Tyler's mom dying, and that was a huge loss for him. Oh. And he wasn't ready.
Oh, but now that it's being postponed, he might be able to.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for all the Bachelor tea, the Snatchler has it all. She has
it all.
Everything. The Quarantine House.
She has some really funny thoughts about the quarantine crew.
New episode is available on iTunes and Spotify, hosted by Margot. Her co-host is quarantined elsewhere, so she had to do it alone, and I think she did a great job.
It's the solo snatch.
It's the solo snatch.
Okay, next story is something that's just brought a little bit of joy and light to, an otherwise dark situation. The brothers Cuomo, Chris Cuomo and Governor Andrew Cuomo, have been teasing each other on live TV, and it's everything of the sort.
It's everything of the sort.
So obviously Governor Cuomo has been, very big in the news. He's been going on CNN, where his brother Chris Cuomo is a host.
Who is, by the way, a fox.
He's a bit of a snatchler.
He's a fox. Like, I need more. Is he married?
I don't know. I guess we could find out.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't really, obviously, I'm not familiar with like all of Chris Cuomo's work, but now that I'm thinking about him, I do remember seeing a video of him going viral with fighting with some kids.
Yeah, and was there like a Frank Cuomo? Like there was another Cuomo.
Oh, was there?
I don't know.
They have another brother?
I don't know.
Obviously,
he is
the
married.
underachiever. So
but
Governor Cuomo is the governor of New York, and Chris Cuomo, his brother, has a big show on CNN. He's like a very popular host, so they're really doing quite well.
Yeah, and so he interviews him, and then they just like roast each other and tell each other to call their mom, and that one's better at basketball, and like
the other needs to clip their toenails.
It makes me laugh so hard.
Me too.
Because the other needs to clip his fingernails.
Like they're so funny, and you know what? They're both like actually great actors, because at first I thought they had like real beef, but they obviously don't. It's so cute and so funny and just some nice levity.
It is some nice levity, and I think they realized that when they did it the first time. I actually think it was genuine, like, you call mom, no, you call mom. And they realized people liked it so much, so now they are hamming it up, and it's not thirsty, it's everything of the sort. If you haven't watched some of the highlights, you should, because it's really cute, and they're both like really cute and successful.
Let me pose a question for you.
Which one?
If you can,
who would I rather?
Yeah, who would you rather, Chris or Governor?
Okay, looks-wise, Chris is very handsome.
Yeah,
but
he's
like,
also younger.
Vibe and personality-wise, like, I'm all in on Governor Cuomo these days.
And by the way, he's a powerful man. And
I would be the first lady of New York.
Right, and he's wielding his power for good. Like, everyone's talking about it. And by the way, I know, like, no one was actually listening to the actual interview of him and Chris, but he actually said something brilliant. And he was like, Chris said, Andrew, people are really commending you, like, for how you're handling this. And he's like, listen, like, this is how I do my job every day. Just more people are watching. And I'm glad that people are liking it, but I'm not doing anything different. I'm just being the governor, and people are happy with it, and more eyeballs are watching, because New York is the epicenter of coronavirus in America. And it's so true. Like, he's really been a fabulous leader, and a lot of people are wondering if he's going to run for president, and he 100% has my vote. And I know I joke a lot that I wish I voted for Miranda Hobbs instead of Cuomo. I wish I voted Homo, not Cuomo. But I'm actually really grateful I voted. Well, actually, I didn't vote, but I voted in my heart for Cuomo.
Yeah, no, he's doing a really great job, and I think I guess I never heard him talk before, but like, he's so funny and
he's
just
a gangster,
like, and candid. Yeah. He's not your average politician. I had no clue.
No, because he's handsome too. Like, I know that's not supposed to be important, but I'm rewatching Sex and the City, and Samantha says it's very important. No one's going to take a world leader seriously if they're ugly.
Totally. Also, he was the one, Governor Cuomo, who was in a relationship with Sandra Lee from the Food Network.
Oh my God, yes! That is so true. I forgot.
And it's when he was governor, and so she was our first lady for a while.
So is he single? See kids.
Let's see, Andrew Cuomo relationship.
I feel like as a governor, like, you need a first lady.
Yeah, you do. Maybe like someone will see him on the news now and be like, "Oh my God, that's my guy."
I don't think he's ever had a problem like catching the ladies. He's the governor.
But he's so busy right now.
Can you go from governor to president? I feel like you have to be senator first, right?
I mean, the rules are out the door now.
That's so true.
So you can go from just civilian to president.
I absolutely love Governor Cuomo, and I love Chris, and I think Chris has a wife. So unfortunately, this "who'd you rather" is really irrelevant.
But no, my ultimate answer is I would rather the governor. What about you?
I think that I would rather Chris, because first of all, he's just cuter. Second of all, there are a lot of limitations as like what you can do as governor. Like, you have to be professional, and like, if you're the first lady, like, you have to be held accountable. Whereas honestly, Chris Cuomo, yes, he works in news, but he's really just a celebrity.
Yeah, and like, you're a media type, and like, you could live that life.
Yeah, and by the way, I bet CNN pays big bucks for a star like that.
Yeah.
Not for like just a low level, on the ground reporter.
Maybe he could like put you into the show.
Oh, well, of course. No, maybe we could have CNN acquire TNN.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just be good to be at the CNN headquarters. Like, see what's going on, Maybe write a few articles about myself, We'll see.
Wait, people are sharing some interesting information about Andrew Cuomo's kids.
Oh, wow. Are they high achievers themselves as well?
So he was married. Oh, my God. It gets crazier. Andrew Cuomo was married to Kerry Kennedy. For 15 years, so his kids are Kennedys.
But they have the Cuomo last name.
They have the Cuomo last name, but they've got the Kennedy blood and the Kennedy spirit.
Honestly, I think I would prefer to have the Kennedy last name and the Cuomo blood and spirit, but I'll take what I can get.
I agree, but they also have the Cuomo blood and spirit.
Yeah, of course.
They have Cuomo and Kennedy.
And when he married Sandra Lee, did they have any kids?
I don't think they got married. I think they were just in a relationship.
Wow, he's such like a balabusta. I love that.
Yeah, he's a man about town.
He's the definition of a man about town. But the town he's about is Albany, which like isn't that fabulous, but I'm sure he frequents, Manhattan and the Hamptons.
I don't know. Albany's pretty fabulous.
I just want to say, I went to Albany and I had the most fabulous time. Literally, I stayed at this hotel. It was the Renaissance. I wasn't sure if I was just like so tired from all the shitty hotels I'd been at, and the Renaissance appeared to be a palace. But me and Margot regard that as the best hotel we ever stayed at, and the most beautiful city. It literally looks like Washington, D.C. before all the people showed up. Like, there's nobody there, and it's so clean, and it's royal. It's actually beautiful. I take back what I said.
Maybe I should move to Albany.
I don't think so, but...
Why? It's a farm chum and vibe, not too far from the city. Like...
Yeah.
Sounds lovely.
Okay,
I can hit up Governor Cuomo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are you ready to find out what rich neighborhood he lives in and then infiltrate?
Yeah. Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
I think so.
Because it's a story I chose for Theo.
Okay.
And he's not here, but I think that you could tell him when you get home, or he's probably watching at home.
Okay.
And I think he'll be really excited about it.
Okay.
Because the next Cadbury Bunny...
What?
The next Cadbury Bunny is a two-legged dog named Lieutenant Dan. Cadbury announced its next mascot.
Cadbury chocolate?
Cadbury chocolate.
Theo just had... If you didn't watch the show last week, literally I was traumatized because I was walking Theo to pee, and he accidentally picked up a Cadbury egg, and chocolate is toxic for dogs. I was literally wrestling with him on the street with this full Cadbury egg. I don't even know where he found it. I literally got covered in chocolate. It was traumatizing. So they have a new logo. They have a new mascot.
They have a new mascot. It's a two-legged dog, and he's a good boy.
And his name is Lieutenant Dan. That is such a cute name. Obviously, it's a reference from Forrest Gump.
It's a two-legged dog with a pair of bunny ears on, and he's the new Cadbury Bunny.
That's kind of a rude name now that I think about it. Lieutenant Dan was known for so much more. He was a war hero. But you're obviously going to only remember him for the fact that he had 2 amputated legs.
This dog might be a war hero too. You never know.
It's true. You never know where someone comes from.
The company announced on Facebook after watching the Morning Toast and seeing how much dogs like Cadbury eggs that the two-legged dog Lieutenant Dan has been named the next Cadbury Bunny. He received more than 200,000 votes, beating other contestants including Consuela the llama, Dilly Barb, whatever.
Now, call me crazy.
It was a fan-voted competition.
And
it was not easy.
I love audience interaction. I love that Cadbury is really diving in, engaging with their community. But call me crazy. Shouldn't the Cadbury Bunny be a bunny?
Well, they do have Lieutenant Dan in bunny ears, and I think it's, they're cross-genre, across a whole animal world.
I get that brands are, desperate in these times to, be relevant and, be funny and have good marketing campaigns, but to me, this is just totally missing the mark. A Cadbury Bunny, call me old-fashioned. I am very traditional, but I do think it should be a bunny.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like you're being so close-minded.
I don't understand just a dog being the Cadbury Bunny. It's physically impossible.
I don't know. This picture is pretty convincing.
This is so silly. I'm totally empathetic to the fact that brands are struggling right now. And
I feel like the Cadbury Bunny is trying to reach new animals and trying to reach new audiences. And they know, obviously, they have the proof that dogs like Cadbury eggs.
It's true.
And so they're just putting all that information together and giving us Lieutenant Dan.
Well, I'm really happy for Lieutenant Dan. Obviously, he's living out his wildest dreams. And that's all you can really want for a two-legged dog.
Yeah, and I do think that if we had known about the competition sooner, Theo could have totally swept.
Yeah, but to be honest, I wouldn't let him join such a dumb competition. I don't believe in the message behind the competition. Therefore, I don't think I would let my son participate.
Okay, but what if it's what he really wanted to do, and this was his dream, and this was what was going to make him happiest?
That's a good point. The thing is that I know Theo, and I know that he would, this is honestly beneath him.
But everyone has to start somewhere.
No, it's
and honestly, the
him.
Commercial deals just haven't been rolling in for him like they used to.
You know what? He's fine. He's retired. He's a has-been, and he's grateful he was a never and never was.
Okay. I think he could do great things still, because I think the senior dogs need to be represented as well. But that's just the anti-ageist in me.
We are going to dive into our recap segment before Dear Toasters. Our recap segment is brought to you by Charlotte Tilbury. With 27 years in the beauty industry, Charlotte has been responsible for the creation of countless iconic beauty styles, and she is regarded as a visionary and trendsetter. In 2013, Charlotte Tilbury changed the face of global beauty industry with the launch of her makeup and skincare collection, decoding her traditionally closed-door VIP expertise, giving women and men the tools to be the most beautiful versions of themselves. She believes that everyone at every age deserves to look and feel like the most beautiful version of themselves through the power of makeup. Her makeup collection is iconic in many ways, but her Pillow Talk collection, which is a part of her makeup collection, is probably the biggest lipstick on the planet. The Pillow Talk collection is Charlotte's best-selling, globally adored nude pink shade that's on everyone's lips. Literally every celebrity wears it to every red carpet. It's the little black dress of makeup. It's versatile and dreamy. It is the perfect pink nude shade to bring out the most beautiful version of you. The proof is in the numbers. America loves Pillow Talk, and it was the #1 lipstick in the U.S. in 2019. And now, as of January, there are more Pillow Talk shades. Charlotte is expanding her iconic Pillow Talk collection to include medium and intense shades of each Pillow Talk product. So there's now a lip liner, a lipstick, a blusher, and an eye palette. The adored iconic shade is now available to flatter everyone's natural beauty and can also be used to dial up your look for every mood, from day to desk to date to beyond. or to your living room during the quarantine if you're just feeling like being pretty, because that can really affect your mood. If you want to shop the iconic Pillow Talk collection, do so. It's shoppable directly from charlottetilbury.com, as well as a freestanding beauty wonderland at the Grove in LA. It is also sold at most Nordstrom and Sephora's in North America. Visit charlottetilbury.com for the store finder. Thank you, Charlotte Tilbury, for being fabulous and for sponsoring today's episode.
Sign on, get glam.
So let's recap Sleepover. I actually wrote down a bunch of notes because I had a lot of thoughts. Let's just start with the cast.
Okay, the cast was just more iconic, like every time someone stepped out the door.
Brie Larson as Liz.
Right. Sarah Paxton, who's just like an icon of mine, like a hero.
Aquamarine would also be a great movie because I loved that movie.
It really would. We had Jane Lynch
and Jeff Garland.
Right.
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters was like, he used to bother me when I would watch it as a child. But now I just have a new respect for him. And like, he was just like such a stand-up guy.
And he was there when you needed him. Like, and he won the dance competition for Sarah Paxton and got back at her boyfriend. And then she ended up actually like liking him. That whole thing never really made sense because she was such a bitch. Like, she never really would have given SpongeBob.
Know, but then in the beginning, like, I really felt for her when like her boyfriend was just like not being consensual.
I mean, that is technically assault.
Yeah. Well, no, so she went from like assault to a sleepover, and like, of course she was being in a bad mood.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like, that'll do it to you. But you know, it's interesting how things have changed because like that was textbook assault. And for a movie about kids, like that today would literally never be in a movie. And there were also a bunch of things that like didn't age well. Like, Yancy, are you going to sue the diet pill company? Because they obviously didn't work, which was such a fucking nasty comment. Oh my God.
So nasty.
Another star, Steve Carell.
Right.
It was just nonstop stars.
Nonstop stars.
Here are the things that really bothered me about the movie.
Ugh, okay.
Some of the logistics made no sense. Okay, so Sarah Paxton was dating a high schooler. They were in middle school.
They were in 8th grade.
They were 14.
They were in 8th grade.
And she was talking about hooking up, having sex.
Okay, here's what it is. Yancy, a 14-year-old, can drive, and I can.
Oh, but that was the other thing. So, by the way, totally. But then it was like, so he's driving. We don't know what age she is at high school. Probably 17. So it's like a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old. That's inappropriate.
Who?
Her boyfriend.
Oh, no, but he was on the JV squad, so he was probably 2 years older than her.
Oh, okay, JV. That's true.
He was probably a sophomore at best.
Some more of the logistics that bothered me. When Jane Lynch left the house with her girlfriends, it was dark out. They had a full sleepover. They froze their bras. They did makeup, manicures, did the website. And the dance ended at midnight. So you're telling me in the 4 hours, they were able to have a full-blown sleepover, meet up with Sarah Paxton, have that meeting with Sarah Paxton, do all of the things on the activity, and still spend time at the dance to win the homecoming queen, to do the dance contest, and literally 4 hours?
No, I agree. And also, like, they had just graduated from middle school, so we know it was June, and the days are really long, so it doesn't even get dark until, like, 9. 3 hours.
The logistics was really bothering me.
And then also, like, Jane Lynch is going to go and phone home, and she's able to get home on a skateboard. Like, how close is this club?
Yeah, where's the club? Around the corner?
Yeah, and then when the treehouse is coming down in the backyard, and they're, like, screaming.
Oh, yeah, Jeff Garland, he might be oblivious, but he's not deaf.
No,
but he was the best character.
Oh, my God. Imagine, like, Jeff Garland gets a script for a movie, and it's like, you're going to be fixing the water the whole time.
No, he literally plays the same role. He's the same as the dad in Goldbergs. Like, he plays the same role in everything.
No, but he's amazing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, except if you need a new water filtration system.
The other part about the movie that really bothered me was, first of all, how dangerous this whole thing was. Like, Yancy barely knows how to drive.
You mean Yancy Musk with her electric car?
I literally was like, how do you know her last name?
Yancy is the daughter of Elon Musk. That's a backstory that you don't know. And she has one of the first electric cars in production.
Totally. It was a prototype. And then she was the one who told Elon, like, we need to make the charging cords longer.
And stay for longer.
And maybe bigger seats. But so when I think about literally how dangerous this whole thing was, they were driving without seatbelts with someone who barely knew how to drive.
4 people in the front seat.
They crashed. They went to a club and met with someone on the internet. And first of all, this teacher, you're telling me he got through college and made himself into a teacher, but he didn't recognize his own student wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, I don't know. And he was wearing his glasses.
Yeah, no. And that whole scene was so inappropriate. Like,
oh my God. And like, she let him go on with flirting with her. It was so inappropriate. And also, like, that guy was cute. Like,
yeah, he doesn't need you.
It shouldn't be so hard.
But so he literally ended up flirting with his 14-year-old student, and he wasn't feeling more inappropriate about it. Like, to me, that whole scene was so weird. But then the whole concept of her meeting up with someone from the internet was so dangerous.
So dangerous.
And then stealing from breaking and entering into Steve's house and then stealing the Paw Patrol or whatever that thing was called. Like, I know it's
and also like those mannequins. Like, someone's gonna have to clean that up.
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing was just so reckless and dangerous. And now watching it as an adult, I was really surprised at her actions. I was disappointed in her. And then you know what also didn't make sense? Like, Jane Lynch was this really, really strict mom, and then she knows that her daughters broke all the rules, and then she still gives her the doorknob.
Yeah, but I think it's because, like, she was just proud of her for breaking the rules, but, like, getting home safe and being responsible. Yeah. You know, like, get you a girl that can do both. She doesn't want, like, a loser daughter who's upstairs all night.
Yeah, that's true.
She doesn't need a lock on her door because she's not doing anything interesting.
When Alexa Vega was in the shower and she saw Steve's butt, like, that is also textbook assault. Like, so inappropriate.
I guess, yeah. That's true.
It's like peepholing.
Did you see what I posted on my story about Steve's ankles? Okay, because I'm going to show you my story really quickly because this is a scene that since I was a child, like, has always triggered me and just makes my own ankles, like, feel very vulnerable.
Is it when he steps out of the car?
No, it's when he takes his boxers off. Look at his Achilles heel. It's like
oh my God, yes!
The tendon is like so prominent, and I used to have like visions of someone just like slicing into my Achilles
by the way
heel.
I totally feel that.
And by the way, 92% of people said that it made their own ankles feel vulnerable as well.
Yes, I agree. I must have been looking at my phone during that part of the movie, but I remember it from when we were kids.
No, but like when I was a kid, like, and then I could feel the scene coming up, and like my ankles started tingling. Like, I swear, like that was something that's like, you know, when you're a kid and you have like weird fears.
Of course.
Like Steve's Achilles heel like made me like just feel so like and so vulnerable about my ankles. Like someone could just slice the bone at any time.
Maybe that's why you've always had like a real connection to Taylor Swift's lyric. You're my Achilles heel.
Agreed.
That's probably why. Another thing I wrote down when what's Alexa Vega's character's name?
Julie Corkey.
Julie Corkey. Hey, do you guys remember Julie Corkey? Wasn't she on our grade school bus? Yeah. Julie Corkey, I forgot. Thank you so much. Julie Corkey. Julie Corkey.
Julie, he called your name.
Wait, that was real? Okay. When she tried to get to the dance and the girl wouldn't let her in with tickets, and she thought it would be good to insult the girl to let her into the dance, she goes,
to roast her.
She goes, I will be you in 4 years unless I get into that dance. Really, that girl seems lovely. You know, she has a great job in student council.
No, she's definitely going to a good college. Like, she's probably like, fuck this dance.
Did she think that would be effective?
I mean, it was.
It was, but like, literally, how fucking rude. You eat lunch by the dumpsters. I will be you in 4 years. Fucking rude. Now, to me, the movie had one fatal flaw. They get home. They go to sleep. Alexa Vega wakes up with curly hair and shows up to the pancake breakfast with a blowout. Now, do I doubt that she might have blown her hair out between waking up and going to the pancake breakfast? No, it's very possible. But you're telling me that she decided to show up to the dance with curly hair when she had the ability to blow out her own hair?
She had this capability the whole time. And we had to watch a movie of her, like, messy. And she has, like, dry bar level skills.
And, you know, maybe if she had shown up with that bouncy, fresh blowout to the club, maybe I could understand how her teacher wouldn't recognize her.
I completely agree.
But just to believe that, like, she would be running around in this sweaty red dress with her sweaty curly hair and Steve would be attracted to that, like, I don't buy it. But if she had her fancy blowout, I could see how Steve would think she was this mature woman, not some child.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It stood out to me as well.
Okay.
Stood out to me.
Those were all my notes.
Oh, also, like, you know, who's like a really weird character who like really contributed nothing except like
the redheaded girl? Yeah, except she made the dress from like drab to fab.
That's true, but like all of her lines were like so
cringy.
cheesy.
And like she was like, "Aren't you glad Stacey couldn't come?" Nancy's like, "Why?" Well, because Julie's mom only let her invite three girls. Like, how dumb are you?
Then,
what
like,
is her name even?
No, I have no idea. And anytime like something happened, like she would have the line that's like, you know, takes like something just like
lame,
like summarizing what we just saw.
I do think she played one important role, and I remember as a kid thinking that when they were in the mannequin store and they were pretending to be mannequins, she was the only girl who actually looked like a mannequin because she's so pale and pasty. Like, I actually thought like that girl could actually be a mannequin because her hair looks fake, her skin is so white, like she literally just like was frozen.
Yeah.
So that is what she was important.
Also, I need to discuss one thing because the toasters were saying that Yancey's speaker-moving boyfriend looks like Mames. And by the way, they're 100% right. And I just wish I wonder if I would have thought that if I hadn't read it right before I saw the scenes of him, because it really, really looks like him.
Oh my God, that is one of the funniest things ever. I actually found Yancey on Instagram. She follows me, and she did not marry the speaker guy, which is very upsetting, but she did recently get married to someone cute. But.
Yeah, when the band was like, this is to Yancey from the speaker moving guy.
But by the way, the music from the movie is so iconic.
Oh my God. And I was having flashbacks. Like I remember, I don't know what band was playing, but I remember like I loved that song. And then I would listen to the band's like other songs. And I even remember being so inspired by the way Sarah Paxton was dancing at the dance, just like having a blast while she danced. And I think that's where I might have gotten my dance moves. Like,
and that dress that she wore the whole time was so iconic.
Oh my God. Yeah. Of course she gets to look fabulous the whole time.
Because she was supposed to go to the dance.
Yeah.
It was really just a fabulous movie. It aged very well.
Would you ever have thought that of all the icons in the movie, that Liz Larson would win the Oscar?
Oh, actually, when I was watching it, I was totally understanding. Like she didn't have a big role, but she played the role very well because she was like that older kid who got held back.
She took it really seriously.
I'm outside with the Beamer, honk honk. How they had those phones that were also walkie-talkies. Was that a real thing back in the day?
Oh, I don't know.
And it's like, where were Liz and Sarah's parents, you know?
I don't know. Maybe they just like didn't love them as much.
Maybe. To me, the worst character was her brother.
Oh, yeah. He used to always bother me. First of all, those pizzas looked so good. I was so hungry when I was watching the movie. Like, oh, my God, what I would have done for a slice of Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
But then he really had Julie Corkey's back.
Yeah, he did. Big time. But he was also bribing her. Like, she had to bribe him. Yeah.
It's not for free.
No, but it's like siblings. Like, I would cover you if you needed me to cover you.
I don't think Julie would have. Like, she seems like
She didn't seem like a good sister.
She seems like shiesty as hell.
She was also like really talking down to her brother, like from the moment the movie started.
Yeah. Like about
he dropped out of college.
He's like obviously going through something. Have a little sympathy.
And he's obviously like not 100%. Like there's something wrong with him. Like the way he just like would like he was just weird.
No,
like,
she just wasn't like
be sympathetic.
She wasn't an empathetic queen.
No, not at all.
And she was like so hard on her best friend for like having to move.
Oh yeah, like
as if it's her choice.
Oh my God, that was so silly.
So silly.
Jackie, I blame you.
Oh my God.
Like so rough.
So rough.
Really like totally unrelated, but when you were talking about pizza, we ordered Hillstone last night. And I know that people are really skeptical of ordering, but I do think it's important if you can to support local businesses. And we ordered so much food from Hillstone. It came so fast, so perfect, really protected. The delivery woman called. She said, I'm literally leaving it with the doorman. She didn't come up. They do no contact delivery. So if you're looking for somewhere and you're in the delivery zone of a Hillstone, which in other cities is called Houston's, I highly recommend.
That's like Zach's favorite restaurant. He always goes and picks it up, and they actually don't deliver usually, but now they're doing delivery.
Yeah.
And I think he was like so excited, but I was already cooking my mushroom pasta when he found out, and so I was like, great, you can have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because you're eating
my chowder tonight. Okay, let's also recap Vanderpump Rules, even though like it's so painful.
Actually, it's painful, but I had a lot of different thoughts about it.
Yeah. Lala, when she sat down with Raquel, looked so snatchlery.
So fucking sickening, like my stomach. And even Raquel like held her own. It was a beautiful vibe.
It was two different vibes.
Was on point. Like they were in a pink, like, you know,
that coffee shop was cute.
It was so cute. I thought the conversation was actually so sweet.
Except when Raquel was like, listen, you can insult my character, but don't insult my intelligence. Like, why is one different than the other?
No, totally. And then, like, Lala said one thing, and she was like, that means so much.
But I have to believe
edited. That Lala said more than that.
Yeah.
And I really, like, liked when they were going to be on the same side and, like, have James's back, and the way that it just, like, totally turned at Tom's extra party made me sad.
Because, it's disappointing, but that's just Raquel. Like, she refuses to see the fault in James when it's like, by the way, you can love someone and still know what's wrong with them. Like, nobody's perfect. And she refuses to be called out. And if they really are both, like, teaming up to help James stay sober, in the beginning, it's so hard. You need people around you and you need to be held accountable. So if people are saying that he went to a party in the hills and drank, and he did go to the party in the hills, why is that so hard for her to understand?
They didn't say outright he went to a party in the hills and drank. They said that he went to a party in the hills and everyone was getting really fucked up. They didn't show us at least any evidence that he had drank.
But no, they didn't have footage from it, but Logan said that he did.
No, but he didn't even say that. He said it was really crazy. Everyone was drinking. They never said, I saw James take a drink. I saw James do drugs. Yes.
But still, you should be concerned with someone who's a week sober going to a party where people are getting fucked up. That's not a place for a person who's just newly sober.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but like still, I'm going to try and give him the benefit of the doubt because he's making a change.
But Raquel's reaction was just unreasonable.
No, but like if someone came to you, especially a former foe, and like started slinging accusations about Ben, I would pop off. Even if they wound up being right, I'm still popping off.
Yeah, but even if 2 days before I had sat down with this person, we decided we were going to like be on a team and help Ben.
I would still be skeptical. And then they're going to come to me at a party and with all these, starting with the drinking, but then all this stuff about Logan in the past. And I thought Raquel actually really held her own.
Yeah.
And you know I'm Lala, ride or die.
Yeah, no, I really just can't. I obviously love Lala and I'm ride or die, but I'm taking her side because I just can't stand Raquel.
Yeah, I don't know why now I just want Raquel and James to like succeed.
Well, it's because we are now 9 months in the future and we know that James is 9 months sober.
I guess if I didn't know that now, I'd be watching this like you'd
probably be skeptical.
I'd be like, I thought you were done before my dad died.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Wow, your dad did die. That's so powerful. They had the memorial for Dog, which I actually thought was pretty funny. And when Tom Schwartz got choked up, like I kind of felt that, you know, like how we used to run around the grass. Like pets are so personal, and I know you don't have one, so you might not be able to understand.
No, a pet for like what was it, like a month? And now this is a storyline, and we're having a pool party at a public pool to celebrate a lizard named Dog. And it's like, are things really so bad?
No, but they just need excuses to get together.
Okay, so like find a better excuse.
Yeah, no, that was it
was all like
thin
quite
argument.
Strange.
But Sheena was, you know, living for being the communicator between Kristen.
And she was living for like everyone giving her permission to like
Deliver.
tell everyone.
Yeah.
You know, and I liked that role for her because I think she did a really good and important job because the argument that ensued. But there's something I need to talk about. Mm-hmm. And it's Tom Sandoval and how he's unbelievably out of control.
Yeah, I agree.
The like 3-second scene where he's like getting frustrated with his dad not opening the door correctly, where he's walking in on stilts and like his dad's like getting in the way of his like big entrance where he could be like a big loser at his losery party, like
with the losery theme,
was just like so interesting.
Yeah, he to me is the worst character on the show and will inevitably be the downfall of the show. And it's frustrating because I actually really like Ariana, but she always, and rightfully so, like defends her man when he's usually wrong. And that just makes me like disagree with her on all fronts when I actually think she's like really smart and could be really like funny and interesting on the show if she wasn't being bogged down by the ego that is her boyfriend.
But even when Tom Sandoval's not fighting with people, just like his presence this season, what it feels like to me is that he's being so heavy-handed about like sort of branding himself as being extra that he's trying to like set himself up to become like, to come out with a costume line or something. Like he's just like laying it on so thick when it's like, when I think of Tom Sandoval, I don't think of like stilts and being extra necessarily. No. I just think of like having a big ego and I don't know.
Yeah, no, Ariana. By the way, it's like how Stassi has really branded herself as like the basic bitch because we have 8 seasons of her like being basic, drinking Aperol Spritz. Like I think I definitely think out of all of them, like he's the most competitive and always looks at like the other castmates are doing business wise. And they wrote the cocktail book, which literally took them like the entire series to do, and I think that he is like looking over his shoulder like at what other people are doing, and Stassi's having a lot of success with like branding herself like with a podcast, a tour, a book as basic, where he's like, I'm gonna be extra now. It's like just like a word thing.
Yeah, no,
he needs a word.
It like is really coming across, and it's bothering me because that's not how like authentic things happen.
He's my least favorite person on the show. Yeah, and even before he was out of control and he was like an integral part of the storyline, I never really liked him. But like the dynamic is weird because Tom Schwartz, I want to say, he's closer with Tom Sandoval than he is with Jax, but he really is firmly in the middle, and Jax and Tom Sandoval don't get along. And
I think the group is closer with Jax and Brittany than they are with Tom and Ariana. So like Sandoval's kind of like on the edge.
But Schwartz is like kind of the bridge.
Schwartz is kind of on the edge.
Yeah, the dynamics are really weird because they're couple dynamics. Like Ariana and Tom are actually really close with Tom and Katie, but Ariana and Katie like aren't that close. So like the couple dynamics and the single person dynamics are all really interesting between the boys and the girls.
Yeah.
The Dana and Max stuff like makes me sad because I just want Dana to win, and I hate that like Danica got to her, but I just love that now like Danica is like being put on the spot for being a shit starter.
I can't stand her.
Me too. She's actually my least favorite new character.
And like when Raquel told her that Lala reached out to her, and like you could literally see in her eyes, it was as if like Madonna had reached out. Like she was, and then she also was giving Raquel advice to like not trust Lala because like God forbid like imagine if Raquel and Lala became friends and Donna becomes even more irrelevant. But it's like it was just like, why are you on my show?
Danica has read one too many textbooks about how to be a reality star, and she's just doing all of the tactics to make sure she's a mainstay. And she's just
but it's
so
like
irrelevant.
A book from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I refuse to give her my attention. Like,
no, she's a suspended manager. That's all she's ever gonna be. You can take me out of the restaurant, but you can't Put her on my TV
screen. Yeah, other than that, it was like a boring episode, and I just wasn't in the mood.
I need to talk about the Witches of WeHo dynamic because it is unbelievably interesting. Because, you know, when it comes to the corridor drama, I'm pretty much on Stassi and Katie's side, and I see what they're saying, and I totally see it. But what Katie said about the Pinterest and the T-shirts was
mean.
So unbelievably mean, especially because everyone has been like supportive of James May, wearing James May. They go to the launch events,
and by the way, and they're all supportive of other people's brands.
Yeah.
Like when Katie wanted to launch a blog, they all went to that event.
Yeah.
Like they're always supportive of the other person's business venture.
And it's like, so that's what you really think of what she's doing? Like, that's such bullshit. And also, like, Kristen's barely on the show, and she still finds a way to, like, stay relevant, write a book, have a T-shirt line, and, like, have a little income and job and life for herself. Whereas Katie, like, is one of the longest standing cast members, probably makes the most from the show, and does the least.
No, and I thought it was most interesting with the Witches of WeHo wine because I get that they're not, like, a sisterhood and the whole brand, but they have a contract, and like it is on everyone to do their part, post on social, and just because you're not feeling Kristen doesn't mean you should be able to get out on your responsibilities to the business.
Right, and even though like the friendship isn't as strong, like, do you like the wine? Yes, then sell the wine.
And by the way,
it's not that deep where it's like, I can't sell something that I don't believe in. It's
totally.
like, do you like the wine? Do you drink the wine? Then sell the wine.
And I don't know if the wine is still being sold right now, but like Stassi in her confessionals being like, I can't sell something I don't believe in. Like that just sucks to anyone who bought it. Like because you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It just feels so inauthentic. And if they're still selling it and Stassi's on the show saying that she doesn't believe in it, like who's going to buy that?
No, and it's like you don't drink the wine to like form a sisterhood. Like you drink the wine because you like how it tastes. And if you made the wine, then you like how it tastes, then you should be able to sell it at least until your contract runs out. But I do totally agree with, like, Stassi has so much going on. She's on a whole nother level. Like
she obviously got involved in this deal before all this happened for her.
Or like maybe it was a great contract. They had like a really good situation and it was a no-brainer because all they do is drink wine. Like, I don't know what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio. Yeah. But I do understand, like, and maybe at the outset it was good, but like working with Katie, who clearly doesn't contribute much to the wine, and then working with Kristen, who she's not even friends with, it's like, I'm over here doing all of these things. Why am I wasting my time with all of this? I completely understood and respected that.
Yeah, but business is business. You got yourself in on the deal, and you got to do your responsibilities.
Yeah.
And it sucks, for sure, because she has so much going on.
Like, I really felt so badly for Kristen, and also when Kristen was like, you guys are my sisters, like, blah, blah, blah. And Stassi was like, we're not sisters. We're not sisters anymore. It's like, that's not how sisters work. I don't know if you know this, but like, you're always going to be my sister,
and
whether
that's probably
you like
how
it or
Kristen
not.
felt. Like, we're going through bad times, but we're always sisters.
Right. And so if you're not sisters anymore, it means that you absolutely never were. Because if that was your sister, she would always be your sister.
That's actually a very valid point.
So that was really sad and hurtful, and when I just felt really badly for Kristen.
Me too. I mean, I've been on Kristen's side just because I have like a lot of empathy for her. But when it comes to the business stuff, I actually thought she was right too. Like in the Carter stuff, like she's wrong and being annoying.
And she was also right about the facts. That's like she has at least a little bit more going on than Katie. Like, why can't you pick up some of the slack?
Yeah, and it's just because Katie's not feeling Kristen, which is not a reason not to do your responsibility in a business. You have to separate the two, business and friendship. You got to do what you got to do for the business. You have a contract, do it.
Yeah.
Yes, but I did think that conversation was wildly interesting because they all have so much going on outside of the show, and the show sometimes makes us really still think that they're waiters and waitresses, and doesn't acknowledge the fact that like Stassi's
but Katie's
New York
not
Times,
even a waiter.
Yeah, but you know what anymore. I mean. Like they refuse to acknowledge that these people are celebrities. They're rich. Like
they're doing a better job now.
Yeah, and so now this conversation,
and we know about Stassi's book, and we know she's a New York Times bestseller, and like we see the houses, and so we know it's not, and we know that people have businesses. Like this season, they're really like
leaning into it.
They're done pretending that they're just.
Right. So I think this conversation like moved us forward in the sense that they're like now bringing their business ventures as storylines. But this is the first business venture between multiple people across the show. And it's obviously not going well.
No, it's not.
So that's our Vanderpump Rules recap. And now we're going to dive into Dear Toasters.
Oh, yeah. But let's also assign our next Toast movie of the day.
Oh, what did we decide on?
Homecoming. The Beyonce
yes.
Netflix documentary special.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, and I really want to watch it.
I saw it a while ago and only once, so.
And I feel like that I just want to switch it up and like watch something fun.
Also, a lot of the dance moves are going viral on TikTok right now, and I just feel
fabulous.
like we should all be participating.
Yeah, I just like I've wanted to watch it, so it's a perfect thing to do today.
And I love a concert DVD. To me, it's like the absolute combination of
everything that I love.
TV and music. So check, it's available on Netflix. So Dear Toasters is our advice segment. If you want to get involved, deartoasters@gmail.com is the email you can write into. We always keep it anonymous, and we're covering everything from quarantine, weddings, whatever. So always keep it anonymous, deartoasters@gmail.com. Here's our first one. Dear Toasters, to be productive during quarantine times, I've helped my parents clean out their house. During our cleaning, I found a photocopy of a note stuck inside a folder. The note was from 20 years ago, almost to the exact day. So freaky. From my dad to a woman named Heather, not my mom's name. In the note, my dad states that he's sad they couldn't hook up the previous night, but I am not sure he means it in a sexual way. He goes on to tell a story of a woman he witnessed at a bar who slipped off her wedding ring and danced with other men. He says he was critical of her, but a female colleague shrugged and told him that some people just want to know that they are still attractive. The big thing in the letter is that he signs off a simple thank you and to the lingering visual of tight shorts. And then he signs his name. I have no idea what to make of this letter. My parents have been married for 35 years, and my mom is like my best friend. I can hardly look at my dad right now, even though I'm not sure if it's incriminating, but who writes a letter to someone of the opposite sex that is not your spouse or family? And what is the reference to a visual of tight shorts? I wish I never found this letter. What do I do? Should I talk to my siblings about this and taint their view of our dad as well? Should I tell my mom and cause drama over something that happened 20 years ago? What if she knows since the note was photocopied? Do I talk to my dad about it? This sounds so uncomfortable. Please help. Sincerely, a toaster who knows way too much or way too little. How do you know that the note is from 20 years ago?
It has a date on it.
So who fucking cares?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm so sorry that you found that and that, like, you have to think about this. But I would do absolutely nothing. 20 years ago is such a long time ago. Like, either your mom knows and they've made peace with it. Your mom doesn't know and she doesn't need to know. Like, I would just, even though it's painful, keep it to yourself.
They've been married for 35 years. To bring up something from 20 years ago that your mom might know about, it's just none of your business, and just like let it go. Try and forget about it.
No, but even if your dad did something wrong 20 years ago, like even if you knew for certain, like your dad cheated on your mom 20 years ago and your mom doesn't know.
Yeah.
And I would not tell her.
No, of course not. What are you're going to break up the family?
From something from 20 years ago? Is he faithful now?
Yeah.
Then that's good.
And you know what? If he was like such a serial cheater over 35 years, there would be something more than a letter from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think
sometimes
it's fine.
you just gotta.
And maybe it was photocopied 20 years ago, but the original.
No, the date. When you write a letter, you write the date on it, like you date it.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Whatever. Okay, next up. Dear Toasters, I would like to preface this with the fact that I come from a large family, 5 girls, 2 boys, and the same parents. My older brother has been dating the same girl for 5 years, and they got engaged this December and recently moved in together. My brother is a great guy, but very headstrong. Unfortunately, so is his fiancée. She owns him, and he can never do anything without her approval. She managed to date him for 5 years and have zero relationship with me and my many sisters who live just down the street. My brother has recently told me that I cannot come over without her being at his place, so I now cannot see my older brother, without his fiancée being present. She's controlling, makes him come to bat for her every time, which is fine, but I seriously believe that she hates my family and wants him to have zero relationship with us, and it's working. Claudia and Jackie, what do I do? I'm worried he's going to keep brushing off what I say and make it to the altar. Another detail, my brother's very Catholic and divorce will not be an option. I must save him. With love, a sad toaster.
Oh, that's kind of sad. I would ask your brother if you could have a talk with her. Like, kind of try to find out where she's coming from.
Yeah, because you want to know why? Like, I actually feel like this, and it's much more dramatic, but I feel like this letter, like, could have been written about me because I'm very controlling, especially as it comes to my house. Like, of course, anyone can come over, but, like, I'm like, Ben, if your family's going to come over, like, I just need to know about it. I would like to be there. Like, I'm very personal about my house.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, I want to clean up. I want to make sure something's not out. Like,
of course.
The thought of, like, having my in-laws come over when I haven't, like, given the house the
Prep.
okay, like, it gives me anxiety. And, like, I actually totally feel that.
So I feel like, of course, the way you see it is, like, that this girl hates you. And by the way, I have a very, very good relationship with Ben's whole family, and I don't think that Ben's sister could write a letter like this, but
from the outside, you can make these arguments.
I'm totally controlling, especially as it comes to my house, as it comes to visitors. Like, so I feel like I'm more empathetic to maybe, like, she might be misreading some of the signals. Like, people are just weird about different things, and this girl just might be weird about her house. And, like, I am very controlling, and Ben has just come to accept that is his life. So I think, yeah, sit down with the sister.
Yeah, she might be, like, very private. She might be introverted. Like, maybe you feel like she hasn't worked hard enough at having a relationship with you, but there's also 7 of you. Like, that's really overwhelming. Like,
yeah.
There's a million different things. I would try and, like, understand where she's coming from before jumping to conclusions that she's, like, corrupting your brother and all these bad things. Because maybe she just is, like, very private or has anxiety and, you know, doesn't want people in her house when she's not there. I can
empathize.
Not, like, when you look at it from that way, it's not so crazy. When you look at it from your way, it's like, oh, wow, she's controlling and she's going to take your brother and run. But there's definitely a truth somewhere in the middle.
This is always what we say during Dear Toasters. Like, perspective is everything.
Yeah.
Because I could see, like, both people's perspectives. So definitely communication is key here. You know, if your brother really is going to marry her, your brother obviously likes her, so there's something he must like about her. Like, why don't you get to know that part of her?
Yeah. I would say I would agree with that.
All right, our final one. Hi, girls. I'm having a really tough internal battle. I've been in a relationship for about a year with my boyfriend. We went to college together, and now we live in the same city and we went to school in. I've lived in the city for 5 years now and grew up just an hour away.
Wait, how long were they together in college?
They've been together for a full year. Part of it is in college, and part of it they graduated and now live in the same city they went to college in.
Okay.
She grew up an hour away.
Okay.
I recently have been feeling very complacent and restless in my life, and I want to move. I have a friend that lives in a different state, and I want to move there with her at the end of the summer when my lease is up. I've been there to visit multiple times, and I love it so much. The catch is I want to do it alone. It's hard because I don't want to break up with him or leave him, but my desire to leave and start a new adventure somewhere else outweighs my desire to stay in the same town and settle for this life that isn't fulfilling for me. I've hinted at this, and he has no desire to leave. Truthfully, I don't know if I'd want him to come with me. Am I a heartless bitch for wanting to leave my boyfriend behind and start new, see new places, and see new things? Should I tell him that if I'm seriously considering this, if I do decide to do it, should I break up with him before or see how it goes once I leave?
Break up with him.
I'm so lost. I'm having such an internal battle that I'd love to hear your advice. Yeah, I think honestly the selfish thing would be to drag him along, make him move if he doesn't even want to move.
And you don't even want him to move with you.
And then like you're not even that, you don't sound like you'd be that upset if you broke up with him. So like to drag him along in a long distance relationship, like cut your losses. Like, you know what? I feel like in the long run, he'd probably be grateful that you didn't drag this on for another year.
This isn't a great love story. No. You should go move on with your life. A lot of college relationships, like they work in college, you know, you're in a sorority and fraternity down the street, we're biking to each other's houses, we're going to parties, and that's all fun, but like real life is much different. So just because a relationship works in college does not mean that it should work in the real world. You're obviously unhappy in your life. You sound like a middle-aged woman and you're only 21.
Yeah, but good on you for having that
insight. This is the time to make a big change. Break up with him, move. I don't know about moving to a city just because you have one friend there, so definitely think that part through.
Yeah, because that could become toxic.
No, and also like what if your friend leaves tomorrow? Are you still happy there? So just vet all of your different options, but definitely make a big change. It is you're at a great time. Like a year is not a lot of time. Like cut your losses, get a fresh start.
And good on you for like having the foresight to like see that like your life could end up like this and it's just not the life you want. Not everyone, by the way, I think it's lovely to like find someone and just, but by the way, that's not for everyone. So if you know and you have a vision that that's not the life that you want, good for you for having that sort of insight and cut your losses.
It's not like you're 10 years in with 2 kids and you're realizing this now. Like you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Get a fresh start. I love change. I think change is so exciting and so necessary.
The only thing that's constant
is change.
Yeah. And I think coronavirus has been so clear, like made that even more clear, you know?
Oh, for damn sure.
Just when you think life is getting normal.
Yeah.
Boom, coronavirus.
Damn, I'm so hungry.
Thank you guys so much for your emails. If you want to email us, deartoasters@gmail.com. Those were good ones. And of course, we always keep it anonymous. So you can write about the quarantine. You can write about work stuff, business stuff, relationship stuff, wedding stuff. We don't care. The weirder, the better. So deartoasters@gmail.com. And that's our show for you guys.
Yes,
Thank you so much
long-ass one.
for listening to the Morning Toast of Millennium Morning Show, where we go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So wherever you listen to podcasts, find us, The Morning Toast, and leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. We love you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.